Hello. Welcome to Friday. Um, excuse me. So today, I thought that we could go over some ratio breathing and some progressive muscle relaxation. So to start off group, I thought it might be, I don't know if fun is the right word, but it might be interesting to do some scaling. So in therapy language, that means picking some emotion, sensation, something that you want to be keeping track of throughout the day, and then writing a number down between 0 and 10. So 0 being you're not feeling that thing at all, and 10 being like you're feeling the thing the most. And so then again, at the end of group, we'll revisit that scaling and see if that number has changed at all. One of the values in that is a way to check to see if the skills that we're using are effective. So if you notice that your number hasn't shifted or your number has gotten more intense in an unhelpful way, maybe that skill is not going to be real useful for you right now. But if you notice that that number shifts in a direction that will be more helpful for you, then that's a skill that you might be able to pull out in the future. So today I am going to scale myself for anxiety, my constant companion. So I was thinking we could take just a few moments, if you're interested, to tune in to, again, one or two emotions or sensations that you're interested in tracking throughout the day today. Feel free to write that down or track it however you'd like. I have my trusted journal with me today, but that could look like phone, computer, anything that's going to be useful for you. All right, and when y'all are done with scaling and ready to begin, we can get right into it. So ratio breathing is a breathing technique that is literally all it is inhaling for the same amount of time that you're exhaling. So some breathing exercises involve holding your breath. A lot of breathing exercises involve exhaling for longer than you're inhaling. That's a technique that we use to calm a stressed out nervous system, to get us back into a more regulated space. And also, for some folks, that can actually be highly triggering, right? Those of us who have survived trauma or for whatever other reason struggle with holding of the breath, this can be a way to engage in breathing that's potentially a little more chill. And as we're going, I will introduce a few modifications, so some tactile experiences you can incorporate as well. For me, I think I'm going to start out with a count of 5, so 5 in and 5 out. And you'll hear me repeat this message a lot throughout the group, but feel free to modify for whatever is going to work for you and your body. That may be more, that may be less, that may need to shift throughout the course of the exercise. That's totally okay. Also, as we go on, if I see more people joining, I may reintroduce what we're doing again. So I'm thinking, maybe 3 minutes of breathing exercise. Check in, see how folks are doing. We can continue with that or continue on to the progressive muscle relaxation. So, as you're ready and in your own time, also encouraging you to check in with yourselves, check in with your body, see how you're doing. If you find your mind wandering, sometimes it's useful to just gently redirect to the sensations of just breathing in and out. All right, as you're ready, inhale, and exhale. Inhale. 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 And exhale. All right, if you'd like to add a tactile modification to this, something that some folks find useful is to place a hand on your chest and another hand on your belly. So typically that's if you put a thumb right around your solar plexus and then rest your palm beneath that. So experiencing the rise and fall of your chest and your diaphragm as you breathe. In all the breathing exercises I've been taught, we're taught to start inhaling through our diaphragm and then through our chest. For some folks, that's going to be more feasible than others. For me, my diaphragm is really, really tight, so it's actually hard to have a lot of inhale through that area. So again, whatever feels comfortable for you. All right, so we'll go through a few more rounds like this. We'll go through another modification and then end. All right, inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. All right, and the last modification to this is to keep a hand on your heart and place another hand on your cheek. So this completes a nervous system circuit around your ventral vagus nerve for you nervous system nerds out there. So again, another way to encourage the body to move through sympathetic activation so that fight, flight, or freeze and into the more social, warm, connected, sort of thinking, planning brain. All right. Again, we'll do a few more rounds and then move on to the second exercise. All right. As you're ready and in your own time, inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. And once more, inhale. And exhale. All right. So that is ratio breathing. Definitely interested to hear what y'all thought, if that felt effective, not so effective, liked it, disliked it. Thank you for trying it out. So moving on, we're going to do, again, progressive muscle relaxation. So I know some folks have done this before. For other folks, it's going to be new. So the idea behind it is that we're like literally training the muscles of our body to relax. We're training ourselves to recognize what tension and what relaxation feels like. For a lot of us, we carry tension with us throughout our day that sometimes we don't even notice. For me, I am a chronic jaw clencher, so I'll get midway through my day, whoa, something happened with my camera, and realize, like, why does my mouth hurt? Why is it hard to eat? Oh, right, I've been grinding my teeth for the last 3 hours. So this can be an interesting way to check in with your body and can help with sort of mindfulness of noticing when you are starting to tense up and an encouragement to relax. So the exercise itself is we're going to be going through different body parts and we're going to practice tensing those muscles and releasing those muscles. This is also sometimes called paired muscle relaxation. So some folks like to pair the release part of this with a particular word. Some folks like the word calm, some folks like the word peace, whatever is going to be a reminder to you to, again, sort of enjoy that sensation of release, notice that sensation of release, and with the more and more practice, ultimately, with this exercise, in theory, you're supposed to be able to then, at some point, be able to just repeat the word that you've associated with that relaxation as a way to induce whole body relaxation or release. So just to let you know ahead of time what body parts I'm going to be talking about. So we're going to go through feet, ankles. We're not going to tense our ankles, just pay attention to how they're feeling. So feet, ankles, calves, knees, tops of thighs, rear end, stomach, shoulders, biceps, forearms, hands, face, and then whole body. We're also going to be paying attention to like shoulder joints, the way our necks feel. I'm going to stay away from anything in the pelvic area right now. And let's see if I can get my laptop online. We're going to be tensing for a count of 5 and relaxing for a count of 10. So again, please, please, please feel free to skip, modify, do whatever is gonna serve you the best. And again, just being mindful of what do these sensations feel like to you. And to keep things thematic, I'm wearing my Korok shirt. So in the background, I'm gonna play a little, I'm just gonna call it meditation music. All right, it's the soundtrack to Ocarina of Time. So if that's not coming through, it's coming through weird, let me know, but we're gonna try it out. All right. Turn the sound down again so it's not blasting. Okay. In your own time, and as you're ready, you're invited to start getting settled in whatever position you'd like. This could look like sitting down, this could look like laying down, this could even probably look like standing. Whatever is going to be easiest on your body for the next few minutes. You're invited to just take a moment and tune into where you're at. Tune into where your breathing is at, tuning into where your body is at, noticing any sensations before we even get into it. All right, and in your own time, as you're ready, you're invited to start with your feet. So we're going to clench our toes as hard as you can. Harder, harder, hardest. And release. Noticing any change in sensation that comes up, any difference in feeling. And moving up to tune into our ankles. Again, not tensing, just noticing this joint. It carries us throughout our day, helps support and stabilize us. All right, moving on to calves. And tensing our calves as tight as we possibly can. Tighter, tighter, tightest. And release. Turning our attention upward to our knees. For some of us, pretty supple. For others, it can get a little creaky. So even if you want to get woo about it, taking a moment to thank your knees. Thank you, knees. All right. And moving upwards, we're going to tense the tops of our thighs. So tense. Tighter, tighter, tightest. Even tighter. And release. In your own time, and as you're ready, moving on to the backs of the thighs or the buttocks. Squeezing tighter. Tighter, tighter, tightest. And release. Taking a moment to pause here and tune into the sensations of our lower body. So our legs down to our toes. Being mindful of any shift in sensation, shift in tension. Not looking to change anything right now. I'm just noticing. If you find your mind wandering onto other things, it can be useful to just gently draw the attention back to your breath. And again, any physical things that you're noticing. Maybe doing a little scan from your toes up to the tops of your legs. And back down again. In your own time, as you're ready, moving up to the abdomen. So we're going to tighten our stomach muscles. Tighten, tighten, tighter, tighter, tightest. And release. I know it can be a little hard to breathe through that one. Moving up to our chest. This is going to be tightening our pec muscles, however you can make that happen. Alright, so for me that's sort of hunching inward. I'm sure there's a more formal body posture for that, but that's what works for me. So ready? Tighten those pecs. Tighter, tighter, tightest. And release. Noticing the sense of release or any looseness across your chest. I know that's a place where a lot of folks, myself included, tend to carry our anxiety. And in your own time, as you're ready, moving on to shoulders. So we're going to do up and we're going to do back. So in your own time, as you're ready, Tight shoulders up to our ears. Tighter, tighter, tightest. And release. Now, we're going to tighten our shoulders back, squeezing those shoulder blades together. Tighter, tighter, tightest. And release. We're going to move on down the arms now, starting with our biceps. So we're going to do our power pose. Tightening those biceps. Tighter, tighter, tightest. And release. Moving on down the arm, we're going to do our forearms. There we go. All right, you can either do front or back, whatever feels good. I'm going to do front. It feels a little easier on the wrists. Tighter. Tighter, tighter, tightest. Relax. Release. Moving on to hands, we're going to make fists like we're squeezing the juice out of a lemon. Squeeze. Tighter, tighter, tightest. And release. And pausing here just a moment to tune into our upper body. We've gone from shoulders to tummy to hands, checking in with our joints along the way. Looking inward with a little bit of curiosity. What do our shoulders feel like? What do our elbows feel like? What do our wrists feel like? What about our hands and fingers? Again, not trying to change anything, just noticing. And when you're ready, in your own time, we're going to be moving up to face stuff. So we're going to do scrunching in like we're tasting something really sour. We're going to go really big like we're super surprised. And then we're going to do whole body and release. And then a few rounds of breathing after that. Okay, so I can't talk when we're doing these next two, so I'll just give you the keyword when we're releasing. So I think to start, we're going to do real scrunched up. So as you're ready, and in your own time, you are invited to scrunch up your face as hard as you can. And release. All right, now we're going to open real wide in your own time as you're ready. Super surprised. The most surprised. And release. This is usually the part where when I'm doing this with children, things start to break down a little bit. It's very silly. And before we do whole body, just pausing a moment here to tune into our faces. There is a ton of muscle structure here that we don't frequently think about. It could look like, I was saying before, jaw. Noticing what your jaw is doing. Noticing what your tongue's doing. Noticing the little muscles around your eyes and across your brow. Noticing down your neck. Any tension in the front, sides or back. And in your own time, as you're ready, you're invited to tense your entire body, whatever that means for you. Everything you can think of. Tighter, tighter, the most tight, the tightest. And release. Just taking it all in. And gone through the whole body, top to bottom. And taking these few moments to tune into breath. Noticing anything that may have shifted. Anything that feels the same. Anything that might be coming up for you right now. And in your own time, as you're ready, coming back to the room that you're in. All right, that is progressive muscle relaxation. Thank you all for joining me and going through it. Hope it was helpful. And it may not be. It's not for everybody. That's okay too. So before we end for today, we did some scaling at the beginning of the group, just checking in with ourselves, seeing where we were at in that moment. You're invited again to revisit that. So tune into whatever emotions, sensations you chose to track at the beginning, and see just where you're at now. So on a scale of 0 to 10, with 0 being not experiencing that sensation at all, and 10 being the most, yeah, let's take a moment to see where we're at. Again, this can be an interesting way to track and see what feels effective and what feels less effective. So we are almost at the end of our time today. I actually have a little time after this. Woohoo! Timer is going off. All right. So if you have any questions, if you have any requests, thoughts, feelings, feedback, I'm open either now over the next few minutes, or you can DM me, that's totally fine. I'm thinking about adding a Saturday time, but I haven't quite decided on when, so I'll post that when I make a decision. Otherwise, for sure, I will be back here at 10 a.m. on Monday. Probably doing something similar, a combination of meditation or mindfulness. Journaling if folks are into it. I find that that's a helpful way for me to get all the things that are ripping my brain space out. out of myself, out of my body. Again, effective for some folks, less effective for others. Totally up to you. All right. Anybody have any burning questions or things they would like to talk about? Okay, well, if things come to you later, that's totally fine. I will be here. Have a lovely rest of your day, and thank you for joining me. Of course, y'all, thanks for coming. It's fun for me, and it's a good excuse for me to also work on practicing self-care and skills. All right, bye, y'all. Ooh, and if I can figure out the internet, which is not a guarantee, I will upload this to YouTube. So we'll see how that goes. But in any case, take care. I'll see y'all later, and thank you.